We need to talk about these data centers. We need to talk about the fact that they are putting them up everywhere and what they're doing to the environment and Mother Earth and the people around it. Every one of them. These data centers are enormous in size, for one thing, but the amount of electromagnetic frequency and megawatts that are coming off of these facilities is just astronomical. Like, people don't realize. Hold on. This. We're talking about the grids. 5G, 3G, 4G, 5G. 3G, lots of room. Radio bands, we were breathing, it's fine. We're expanding, it's fine. 4G comes in, tighten the net a little bit. 5G comes in, wicked tightening. They're talking about 6G. This stuff matters because this is in our hands, it's in our homes, it's everywhere. This is important because we, as electromagnetic beings ourselves, feel this stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's just what we're exposed to everywhere as we move throughout our day. What I'm talking about are data centers. They're putting 5 of them in Ontario alone. And imagine what's going on with the rest of the provinces, the country, the continents. These AI data centers, they're using 40 liters of water per second. And they're putting out 2,200 megawatts of amperage. That's a lot of energy for us to be feeling, exposed to. Now, here's the other thing. A lot of these rollouts of 5G, 3G, 4G, all of that stuff, they are very timely, we'll say, with the specific illnesses that seem to show up around those times also. Go figure. I won't mention them because everything is, well, My point is, we've got new viruses out on the loose, and you can bet your bippy that that stuff is going to be connected. Big time. Those people who, unfortunately, and maybe fortunately for them, they feel that's fine, but they allowed themselves, and a lot of them are experiencing all kinds of illnesses and whatnots that are directly related. But the stuff in those, the graphene oxide in those things, it's like, that is the stuff in cell phones, computers, and everything else that is electromagnetically conductive. So imagine what's going to happen to the people within the vicinity of this amperage coming off these centers. Now, I'm not putting fear out there for anybody. I'm trying to help people be aware. There's ways to clear that stuff from your body. There's ways to, shift things. There's ways to do stuff because we are energy beings, right? That's why this matters so much, because you're not helpless. This is not hopeless, and we don't need to be victims of this experience. If you are aware of what's going on, you cannot be a victim to it because you're just too smart for it. So the fact is, we are all using AI, and we have been for years, but not to the extent, the extreme nature that we are using it now. I'm telling you, again, I would be hypocritical in saying that I have not used it. I'd be lying to you, but I don't do that. I'm not a liar. I'm a truth teller. I expose deceit. I expose deception. I expose lies that are told to people, humanity. And this is one of them. I have to say, we have to really, really be careful, and we all have to be very conscientious in our use of this particular tool, resource, system. Yeah, there is a way to negate your experiences of the negative vibrations that you're putting out there in your use. But everybody's got to be on board, because when you think about it, one little tiny light can certainly, protect and barrier itself against all of the other stuff. But if everybody's using it, it's really, really big. And it's been embedded into everything. You can't help but use it. You can't search stuff on Google anymore without the first thing coming up as the AI's overview. Come on. They've made it this way. We are getting dependent on it, and they want it that way. They want you dependent on it because you know what's going to happen eventually? It'll prove to you that you yourself as a human are obsolete. You're not needed anymore. And since it all boils down to consciousness, you have to hold true to yours and the stream that you are. Do you get me? Yeah. So, safeguard yourself if you have to use the systems. Use them as sparingly as possible. I know I do, and actually I'm getting to a point where I'm finishing up my work with it, and I will be eliminating it from my devices and my world as I engage with it, because I don't want to be a party to that in the grand scheme of things, right? And I'd stop cold turkey because that's the best way to do it. However, you know, again, I have to eliminate processes, different things in our systems, our phones, our devices that we don't even realize are completely generated through AI. You have to take the time to see where that is. And you have to be discerning, because as much as I'd love to say I'm disconnecting from it all completely, I can't. It's the world I live in. Technically, when we look at what artificial intelligence really is, where it started, it isn't what it is today. It wasn't what it is today. It started out very simple, very innocent. Now it's not so much. So we have to do what we can to transmute the energies we can. And ultimately, we need to transcend. Certainly not become codependent or replaced by. So think about that. Think about these data centers, the environmental impact they have, like how much water that's going to use from surrounding areas. They're putting them in the GTA. They're talking about 4 or 5 of them in the GTA alone. I've seen videos on this stuff. You know, I've seen the environmental experience, the impact it has. The water turns brown in the homes surrounding them. Vegetation starts to wither and die. Why? Electromagnetic radiation. Yeah. What's going to happen to us is important to think about right now, before it's too late. Now, again, no fear, awareness, action, empowerment, truth. Move forward. If you see a petition, sign it. If you know your MP, call them. Talk to them about this stuff and say, no, we are not consenting to that at all. And just like I've been telling everybody, I plan to do. I don't talk to people and tell everybody to do stuff and then don't do it myself. No, I do it. You wait and see what I'm about to do. It's going to knock people's socks right off, because they're going to think, oh my God, what? Why? But it's because we need to take action where we can. And that's the spiritual thing to do, because you're living in a material world as a spiritual being. You have no other choice but to engage into the material world with your spiritual power. Divine beings came here. We all came here to fix this, to transcend what could not be transmuted. We are to transmute the darkness within ourselves so that we become lighter beings, to transcend the heaviness and the density that is this planet. This planet will continue to be. This is the ultimate experience for souls to come and engage with. But when you get the reason you're here and how you got here and what that meant and what it's all about and how we get the hell out of here, you won't be long. You won't be long in deciding what your plan is, your next plan of action. And it is to do whatever you can to disconnect, disassociate, disengage, dislocate yourselves from the clutches of this third dimension. It's a beautiful place. Absolutely a beautiful place. When you see the ultimate reality that's here, where we are leaving, what we're leaving behind, that's important. So, do what you can. Bring awareness to everything. The truth shall set us free, and hopefully save us as well.